Hello, everyone. We're going to wait for a few more people to arrive and then we'll get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Cincinnati Gives Challenge training webinar. My name is Ellen, and I will be leading you through today's presentation. I do have a few housekeeping items to note before jumping in. The webinar will be recorded and posted in the toolkit on the Cincinnati Gives Challenge site under the Resources tab. You can use the chat box for Zoom if you have any questions, if I don't get to them during the presentation, or if there are kind of a series of the same question, we will make sure we kind of add that to the toolkit and anything else that comes along. So for today's agenda, we will be going over some of the basics of the challenge. We're going to touch on getting started on the platform and all the prizes available. Then we'll move into a deep dive on the strategy and utilizing the tools that come with your Mighty Cause account. Lastly, we will have time. We'll have a Q&A session. If you have any questions while I'm presenting, once again, just pop them into the Q&A and I will get to those if they are not answered during the presentation. I will get to those at the end. Okay. So we're going to start with some of the challenge basics. So Cincinnati Gives is a 10-day long event that runs from November 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to December 8th at 5 p.m. It's the online component of the Cincinnati Magazine Guide to Giving. Registration closes on November 21st. So if you haven't registered yet, make sure you do so before the 21st. There's some really great prizes. We have $36,500 worth of prize money at stake, and there are lots of opportunities to win. We'll go more into the prizes available here shortly. So navigating your dashboard, this is the homepage for your dashboard. Once you've filled out and submitted your registration form, you'll need to complete the items on your to-do list. This list is located on the home screen of your nonprofit profile, right under your metrics. There are 5 basic items to complete. You'll need to get a background image to your page or use one from a gallery of stock images. Upload your logo, which will represent you throughout the Cincinnati Gives Challenge. Add a story, also called a description, that tells visitors to your profile about your nonprofit organization. You'll want to build a thank you page and thank you to donors, as well as setting up your electronic fund transfer so you can get your disbursements through direct deposit. If you click the links on your to-do list, you will be taken right to the spots on your profile where you can complete these tasks. So it's very easy for you to complete the list. This isn't required, but profiles are filled out. Ones that are filled out more do get more attention. If you are having any issues while completing your page, you can reach out to support@mightycause.com or check our support library. We have walkthroughs and videos that can help you out at any time. We also recommend taking some time to get to know your dashboard, which we like to call your Mighty Cause Manager. This is the admin bar that appears on the left side of your screen when you're logged in and on your nonprofit's profile. You'll automatically land on your welcome screen or home screen, which is where you'll find your to-do list as well as metrics for your nonprofit. Under profile, you can edit your page in the page editor. adjust your page settings where you can set your goal for the challenge and enable a progress bar on your page. You can also go to live view to see how your page will look to visitors without logging out of your account. Below that on your dashboard is the report section, which is your one-stop shop for everything related to donation management. You're able to preview and export your donation reports and can view and manage your disbursements. Part of your to-do list is setting up your EFT. You can do this under reports in the disbursement section. Signing up for EFT allows you to receive your funds much faster. Funds are also dispersed by check, but there is a $5 fee for check disbursements. If you have any questions about fund disbursements, you can email support@mightycause.com and our team will be happy to help you. Next on your dashboard is the fundraising view, your donor experience section, which we're going to talk through in a few slides, and everything that you will want to make your donors experience great. So customize your profile. Your profile is the face of your nonprofit for the Cincinnati Gives Challenge, so you'll want to make sure it looks good and represents you well. Just so you know, your profile link is the link you'll share with your supporters to ask them to donate to your challenge page. So to share your page, just copy and paste that URL into an email or social post or wherever you're advertising your campaign. So as you're going through your to-do list, you'll want to customize your profile to match your brand. There are a few ways to start customizing your profile. You can click Profile on your Mighty Cause Manager. And this will open up everything for you to edit. You'll see your organization profile. As you see on this slide, anything with a pencil is editable and is what you will be able to use to customize your profile page. If you have participated in Cincinnati Gives in the past, you will need to reset your metrics. You can simply do this by clicking the pencil icon next to the display to edit. As you can see on this slide, you will want to set your metrics to November 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to start your calculations then. The next item you'll want to customize is your organization's checkout flow. This is located within your fundraiser section on the dashboard. The checkout flow is what your donors experience when they make a donation towards your organization. The first part to customize is your checkout steps. This is probably one of the more important features to focus on when you're setting up your organization's profile page. The checkout flow section gives you a lot of control over the donation process of your organization on Mighty Cause. It allows you to opt in collecting the information you want from donors, like addresses and phone numbers. You can also set up custom suggested donation amounts and add descriptions to help tie those amounts to items or services your nonprofit provides and strengthen your appeal to donate. The checkout steps within your checkout flow also allow you to preview the whole process without making a test donation. You can see what your final process will look like, and then you can use that to edit it all on your own. The post-checkout section within your checkout flow is where you'll go to set up your thank you page and customize your donation receipt, both of which use the same text editor as your story on your profile. So you can add text, links, a video or image, or you can also add a custom CTA button that tells your donors where you'd like them to go next. A cool idea would be, for instance, asking them to sign up for your email list. You can customize your organization's donation receipt within the post-checkout section. This customization you set appears above the tax-deductible donation receipt and gets sent out automatically after a donor completes their donation on the site. There is a lot you can do with this checkout flow tool to optimize your campaign and customize the checkout process for donors. I highly recommend taking some time to either set it up if you haven't ever participated before. But even if you are returning from last year, it's a great idea to update anything. Next, we will go through rules and prizes. So our grand prize for this year's Cincinnati Gives will go to the top 5 organizations. The leaderboards will be on the live event site. So as soon as the challenge begins, participating organizations, you will be able to start tracking by the dollars raised. Now, it's important to mention that only online donations made through the Mighty Cause platform count towards leaderboard totals. So this is a big reason why you want to push your donors to give online. You can certainly record a check that is given to you, but it won't reflect on these leaderboard totals. And the reason for that is because we don't and cannot verify offline donations. The leaderboard will reflect your cumulative total from the time the challenge begins at 5 p.m. So it is a running total of everything you've raised online. And here you're engaging in some friendly competition for these top prizes. There are several additional bonus prizes. We have the Meet Your Match bonus challenge, which runs through the entire campaign. There's a bonus specifically on Giving Tuesday. Lots of opportunities here to win. So all of these prizes, method of entry and dates associated with them are on the challenge site under the Rules and Prizes tab, so you can reference them at any time. One important thing to note, there are limits this year on how many prizes you can win. Each organization is eligible for 2 bonuses and 1 grand prize. Once you win 2 bonuses, you'll no longer be eligible to win another. Because of this, I highly encourage you to go for the prizes, go on the prizes tab and see which bonuses you really want to go after. So you can start preparing now. Bonus prizes will also have live leaderboards as well, so you can see where you stand at any time. The key to winning them is getting your donors invested and helping you climb those leaderboards. So keep tabs on your position on the leaderboard and keep your donors and supporters updated on where you are. Continually emphasize how much is at stake. How much could this extra prize money do for your nonprofit? What would this help you achieve? So tie that all back into your overall messaging about what you do and why you do it to really get these people excited about helping you win that money. And another trick is just to concentrate on sustaining momentum, since this is a 10-day long challenge, keeping that fundraising going and starting and finishing strong. You'll want to be sure you review all the rules on the challenge site at cincinnatigives.org. But here are some super important ones. Everyone participating must be a 501c3 organization serving in the greater Cincinnati area to participate. Organizations are only eligible for 1 grand prize and 2 bonus challenges. Organizations cannot donate to themselves. You must have at least 10 unique donors to be eligible for a grand prize. Offline donations, cash or check, do not count towards prizes. Goal setting and leaderboard strategy. So for this challenge, you will want to set SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Organizations that express goals in this way stay aligned with their mission during this challenge. So specific, spell out exactly what you want to accomplish. Measurable, define the end result in quantitative or qualitative terms. Achievable, confirm that your goal is possible and reasonable to accomplish. Relevant, make your goal aligned with your organization and long-term objectives. And time-based, obviously the challenge gives you kind of that time frame, but anything else time-based that you may want to include. So some great examples of SMART goals are things like increasing your donor retention by 40% from your previous year's campaign, or increasing your total amount by $5,000. A less SMART goal is things like raise money or engage people. You want it to be a little bit more specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic for your donors to get excited and for you to have a truly SMART goal. Scale your goals. You will want to scale your goals for your campaign. Set goals that are realistic and achievable based on your organization's size and fundraising capacity. Look to last year's results and the results of the past fundraising efforts to determine what an appropriate fundraising goal may be for your organization. Focus on setting goals that are meaningful for your organization. What will this money do to make a difference for your organization? This challenge is a great opportunity to engage all the people involved in your organization. It isn't all about the money. Set goals that further your organization's mission. Examples can be engage P2P fundraisers, increase number of gifts through your online channel, secure your first matching grant, engage your board of directors for Cincinnati Gives, or increase one-time gift size. So since the Cincinnati Gives Challenge is a 10-day event, the trick to making the most of the event is sustain your fundraising momentum. And one great way to do that is to make sure your campaign is on track, is to set mini goals for your nonprofit to help generate buzz and build excitement. The great thing about Cincinnati Gives Challenge is that they have almost daily prizes, so you can win. So you can utilize to help sustain your fundraising momentum and get people excited about helping you win those prizes. We'll go into a little bit more detail on what you'll want to think of your overall fundraising goal and what you'll need to raise each day to get there. Now, typically the first and last days are your strongest, so you may want to boost your middle day by utilizing a matching grant to shake up your campaign. Donors who have given to your organization in the past are low-hanging fruit. They are very likely to give again. As many of you know, it is less expensive for your organization to retain a donor rather than get new donors. So set a specific donor retention goal and wrap donor retention into your overall goals for this event. Donor retention is fairly low across the nonprofit sectors in the United States. Less than half are retained. So make it a goal to retain at least 40% of your donors from previous years. Another great tool that Mighty Cause has for you is the donor retention report. So you'll want to utilize that in your report section on your dashboard. So this allows you to get a snapshot of your organization and how they are retaining donors year over year. You can export this with their contact information of the donors who have not been retained for future reach outs and check-ins. Another great strategy is leaderboard strategy. So the leaderboards provide some of the biggest prizes available in the Cincinnati Gives Challenge, and the key to winning them is getting your donors invested in helping you climb those leaderboards. So keep tabs on your position on the leaderboard and keep your donors and supporters updated on where you are. Continually emphasize how much is at stake. How much could $10,000 do for your charity? What would that help you achieve? Tie that back into your overall messaging about what you do and why you do it to really get people excited about helping you win that money. And another trick is to just concentrate on sustaining momentum, keeping the fundraising going, and starting and finishing strong. So I want to go over some information on matching grants. I also want to once again emphasize support at mightycause.com because they are very helpful in setting up these matching grants and anything to do with them. So a great strategy for driving donations on a giving day is securing a matching grant. A matching grant is essentially a large donation that your nonprofit leverages to bring in other smaller donations by offering it as a match. So for instance, if you had someone willing to give you $1,000, instead of just putting that money in the bank and calling it a day, you could use it as a matching grant. So the terms of the matching grant are totally up to you and the grantor, but let's say there's an hourly prize or a daily prize available and you'd like to do whatever you can to drive donations during that day. You can take that $1,000 and say to your followers, hey, between this day and this day, donations will be matched up to $1,000, which basically allows them to double their donation. You can do a lot with the Mighty Cause tool, like setting a cap for your donation matching, say about $200. So someone doesn't just come along and make a big donation that eats up that entire match. So it's very cool and complex little tool that helps you do a lot with your matching grant. And on our platform, we've seen that matching grants, especially on the giving days and giving day challenges, can be powerful, a very powerful way to drive those donations. So there are several benefits to the matching grant. They generate interest, acts as a buy one, get one deal to inspire people to donate, makes donation dollars go further. It is an opportunity to win. So we do have that meet your match challenge bonus. So this gives you an opportunity when you meet your matching grant to receive an extra $2,000. Stewardship. So it gives your grantor a new fun way to get involved and help your organization. It's a great strategy to leverage a matching grant to climb those leaderboards, and volume. It's proven and to drive donation volume and traffic to your Cincinnati Gives page. So how do you secure a matching grant? So since a matching grant is ultimately just a large donation, you'll want to follow the same process as you would when you secure a major gift. You prospect, have outreach, and ask. So prospect, who could provide a matching grant? Make a list of people, groups, or others who have a strong giving history and may likely provide that grant. Outreach, use personal one-on-one outreach to touch base with your prospects. Let them know about Cincinnati Gives and find out about what you have going on. Ask. If they seem open and able to being involved in Cincinnati Gives, make your ask. Let them know about matching grants and see if they will provide one for you. Who provides matching grants? People you should consider as prospects for a matching grant are board members first and foremost. Sometimes an individual board member will be happy to provide a matching grant, but one thing you can also consider is asking your board to work together to provide a match. If your board still has to pay its dues, for instance, you could utilize their dues by turning it into a matching grant. Major gift donors who have given large donations to your nonprofit in the past are also great prospects, and providing a match can be a fun way to liven up their donations. So instead of writing a check, They're helping your nonprofit grow and drive other donations. And you can also give the donor some extra recognition. So corporate sponsors are also great prospects because it's fun and a proactive way for them to get involved in a public way and draw attention to their philanthropy. At this stage in the game, you can start making those phone calls, setting up emails, and starting to cultivate these prospects by letting them know what you're doing and seeing how warm they might be to the idea of getting involved. And then in the coming weeks, you can make your ask and shore up the details of the match. You can have more than one match running at the same time on Mighty Cause. So if you get a lot of great responses, don't feel like you have to pick and choose. So these next few slides will kind of answer one of the questions I got through about the visibility of the donors, what they can see on the Mighty Cause site. So Mighty Cause has a matching grant tool that allows you to set up your match before the event. So from the dashboard, you will go to fundraising and then matching grants. You will want to add a logo. You can add match value, set the date and time of the match that you want it to be active, and choose your match type. So the types of matches, a per donation match, choose what percentage of each donation to match, set a cap on that amount that can be matched, cumulative threshold match, matches met when a donation amount or number of donations has been met. And if you have any issues when setting this up, a great resource, once again, is support@mightycause.com to help you. So this is how your matches will be displayed. A sticker is added to your donate button to make people aware that you do have a live match. So this will be right on your page, right next to your donate button, letting everyone know about that match. Also, the full profile of that match, including the match type, sponsors or grantor's name, amount of the grant, amount remaining, and the countdown is displayed underneath your organization's story. Donors can search for organization with matches on the Cincinnati Gives site. So they will also be able to see that directly on the site. So here are some frequently asked questions about matching grants. Does the matching grant have to be processed online? No. So, but only donations made through the Mighty Cause platform will count towards leaderboards and prizes. So it is an advantage for your organization if the donor provides the matching grant online, but yes, they can provide it in a check to you. Do donations made to peer-to-peer fundraiser pages count towards the match? This is your choice. This is something you can set up in the matching grants tool when you are setting up your match. Can I have more than one matching grant active at the same time? Yes, you can have multiple matches active at one time. You entered your matching grant wrong, no worries. You can edit your grant as long as it's not closed. If it hasn't gone into effect yet, you can always delete it and start over again. If you can't figure it out, contact support@mightycause.com and explain your issue with the Mighty Cause support team, and they will be very happy to help you. So if a question come through that is, if we set up the match ahead of time, do we still get the initial match donation counted towards our total for the event? So you will want to set up your match to be during the challenge time in order for it to count towards the challenge. Donations will be turned off before the challenge and starting on November 28th at 5. So just make sure you set up your match. It can be set up ahead of time, but just make sure when you're putting the time frame of your match, make sure it reflects to be during the challenge. Promote your matching grant. So at the end of the day, a matching grant is a marketing tool. So in order to make the most of your matching grant, you'll need to promote it. So the first step is going to the matching grant tool on your Cincinnati Gives profile and adding it there. There are some marketing tools built into the platform for your matching grant, such as putting a sticker on your donate button when the grant is active. Some changes to your checkout process to reflect that match, and the match gets listed on your nonprofit profile. But you'll also want to add some information to your story, especially if it's a big match, and promote it on all of your social media challenges or social media channels. You'll want to send out an email and so on to let your followers know about the match. Countdowns add urgency, so counting down and sharing your progress can be a great way to get people excited and urge them to stop what they're doing and make those donations. Next, we are going to talk about peer-to-peer fundraising. So what is peer-to-peer fundraising? Peer-to-peer fundraising is a fundraising technique where you basically deputize your supporters to fundraise on your behalf. The Mighty Cause platform is actually set up for very easy P2P fundraising. So this can be a great way to shake up your campaign and acquire new donors. So if you want to try P2P fundraising, you would ask ambassadors to set up a fundraising page for your nonprofit on Mighty Cause for the Cincinnati Gives Challenge. This may sound like a big ask, but it's often a really fun way to engage your supporters and allow them to tell their own story about your nonprofit, how they came to work with you, and why your work is important to them. And this doesn't distract or draw attention away from your campaign because they're operating alongside of your campaign and reaching out to people they know personally for donations. In most cases, it's their friends and colleagues and family who are not people that your nonprofit would already have access to or are already soliciting for donations. So you're actually picking up new donors through P2P fundraising most of the time. So for people like your board, volunteers, staff, and program alumni, this can be a great way for them to get involved without just being asked to give money. And it can also be much more meaningful for them just making a donation or sharing a link. So it can actually be a part of your stewarding process of building and sustaining relationship with that supporter. We've also seen nonprofits get some great P2P action, just going and inviting people on social media or sending them an email asking for their help. For younger people who do have a big social network and are comfortable online, but maybe don't have much cash to give, this can be an excellent way for them to help out and make a meaningful contribution. To make things easier for them, you can share some images, talking points, facts, and logos with them, or even offer to help them set up their page, since you all should be pretty comfortable on your platform here soon, if you're not already. Nonprofits that utilize P2P fundraising tend to raise more money on giving days, so it's definitely worth talking about how you can incorporate it into your campaign strategy. The timeline is great for you to get started on this. So when November comes, you can start asking people to fundraise so that they are ready to begin fundraising on November 28th. If you manage to generate a lot of interest in your peer-to-peer fundraising, or you've done that for Cincinnati Gives Challenge in the past and want to try something new, you can consider trying our team or event fundraising. Teams and events can be great for groups of people who want to fundraise together, like your board or companies, or just a volunteer group. Teams and events can be a great way to get people working together and united for your cause. The difference between teams and events is basically that an event allows individuals and groups of people to participate and fundraise together, while a team fundraiser is a group of individuals working together towards a collective goal. Now, the cool thing about using our teams or event products for a giving day is that there are a lot of tools built in that can make managing it much easier. For instance, you can create a template fundraiser that people can use to get set up quickly and pre-fill some sections of their page. You can email teams and event members through the platform to keep them motivated. So these are essentially just more complex P2P campaigns, and they can be a great option if you've got a lot of people willing to fundraise for you and you've done P2P before and want to try your hand at a new type of campaign. So we'll be talking about some marketing and promotion tips. So with marketing, you will want to tell your story. If you only had a few minutes to tell someone what your work means to you, what would you say? So you will want to make it personal, make it visual. Obviously on our site, you can use both photos and videos. Share different aspects of your story on social media, tailor the ask to your story, and tell donors about the impact they can make. So email marketing. So your email list is going to be one of your most important tools during the Cincinnati Gives Challenge. Because emails are a direct line to your supporters, unlike social media, you don't have to worry about an algorithm getting in your way or preventing people from seeing what you sent them. Because unless they've unsubscribed, it'll be right in their inbox and will probably send them a notification right to their phone. So I want to talk a little bit about email strategy because this is going to be an important part of the Cincinnati Gives Challenge. In general, you'll want to keep your emails relatively short, simple, and skimmable. Most people read their email on their phone, so you're not going to want to send them a novel. They want to be able to skim it and get right to the point. People are much more likely to read emails that pertain directly to them, so we highly recommend segmenting your email list by sorting donors into a few key groups. Donors who have given a lot or given on a regular basis, one-time donors, people who utilize your services but never donated, one-time donors, your board, volunteers, and so on. You don't need to craft entirely new emails to each of these groups, but you can tweak small things about the emails for each group to make it more personal. So for instance, in an email to volunteers, you want to acknowledge how they already help your nonprofit. And so you wouldn't want to send that email to a major donor only asking them for $25. So identify your key segments and figure out how to tailor your message to them. When an email is tailored to who the recipient is and the relationship they have with your organization, they are much more likely to read it and take action on it. How to segment depends on the program you're using, but most services like Constant Contact and MailChimp use tags to segment these groups of people on your email list. So jumping kind of back to that donor retention report we talked about, this is a great way of utilizing that to email that group of people to make sure that you are hitting everyone who has donated in the past. So you'll want to use language like give again, or we know that we can count on you, things to remind them of their giving in the past. So for high stakes challenges like this, we recommend staying in your comfort zone and going where your audience is. What I mean by this is if you have never logged on to TikTok before in your whole life and you are not comfortable with it, the Cincinnati Gives Challenge is not the day to start your TikTok dances. If you have had 1,000 followers on your Facebook page, but only a handful on Instagram, then you will want to spend way more of your time promoting your Facebook campaign rather than your Instagram. So stay in your lane and put your efforts into the platforms where you're most likely to reach people and have an impact. I definitely recommend scheduling any posts that you can ahead of time just to save yourself a lot of trouble during the challenge and leading to it. Get your key content scheduled on Facebook's publishing tool or Creator Studio, and get your tweets all lined up for the day. To that end, you'll want to also assign a point person to monitor your social media so you can quickly respond to comments and interactions with your followers. Since this is important on social media, and interactions can also help you in terms of the algorithm, since most platforms do show priority to posts with lots of engagement. We also do recommend budgeting a little. If you're able to boost some of those posts or promote some tweets on your social media, $20 for an ad can actually go a very long way. You'll want to make sure your ad is targeted properly and that you, and if you aren't sure how to target it, you can always default to targeting the people who like your page and already follow you. In terms of the type of content that will do well on social media, it depends, but usually videos and photos do the best. If you want to consider doing something out of the box, like a Facebook Live video or a watch party for your campaign, this can also help generate some buzz while delivering algorithm-friendly content. And we also encourage, of course, using the Cincinnati Gives hashtag, this way that everyone will see you right there. Yes, once again, content that works well are videos and images. They do not need to be professional, just things that represent your organization well. Of course. Following up. So when you're planning your campaign, the follow-up is also very important to consider. When you're planning all of that content, you'll want to make a plan for your thank yous to your donors. Things like maybe making a video or a photo of your staff can be a really great way to do this. Be sure to talk about the impact of your funds you raised and close the loop on your campaign. That means if you're fundraising for something specific, like a new piece of equipment or improvements to your building or something like that, you'll want to send emails periodically on your progress. You'll want to make sure you've got an onboarding plan in place for new donors so they come back to donate again. If you collect addresses, mailing them a welcome packet can be a great way to get them on board. And you can also create an automated email journey where they can get more information about what you do and why it's important to support your work. how to thank donors. So you will want to send them an email within the 24 hours of their donation. We do have a tool where you can get that thank you sent immediately with their donation. Make sure you customize that to reflect your organization. You can also give them a call. This is a great thing for volunteers to do, is to call those donors, especially new ones, come up with some getting to know you questions like, how did you hear about our campaign? Another great option is to send them a thank you card signed by your staff or executive director. People still do love snail mail, so that extra touch can go a very long way. Lastly, you will want to close the loop on your campaign. So once the campaign has ended, you will want to report on your results. All that information will be on your organization page. You'll want to post that on social media to let people know how you did. Send out another email blast to that whole list of donors that you have been emailing throughout the challenge to let them know how you did. If you ever win one of the challenges, of course, let people know immediately so they know that they had made that difference. Close the loop on any storytelling you did. So send updates to everyone who donated with the news on the story you did, whether that is something you are building or getting for your organization. Let those people know how that impacted your organization positively. Thank everyone again. You cannot thank them too much. And then look forward to the next year. So start planting that seed for your 2023 campaign to let people know that you will be participating in the future and that they should start looking towards that for the next year. As we wrap up, I just want to make sure once again that you have the contact information for our support team. They're a great resource before, during, and after the challenge for anything campaign related. If you need help setting up your EFT, if you need some help figuring out how to strategize around the weekly bonuses, or if your donor needs a receipt resent, they can reach out to them at any time. Yes, and of course, always they're a great resource for all of those matches when you are getting into that. We do have some extra time for any questions. I will stick around for a little bit to see if anything pops up. Okay, nothing's coming through. I will go back to the support, just make sure everyone has that written down, and the phone number as well. They are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call or an email, and they respond very, very quickly and are happy to help. Thank you all so much for attending. Once again, this will be in the toolkit if you ever need to reference it again. But happy fundraising and good luck to everyone on this year's campaign.